Okay, what are you doing? That's what I was afraid of. Well, he doesn't look like he wants to attack Kiang, but the question is he still close enough that he could change his mind and attack Kiang if he wanted to? Okay, we've lost a lot of visibility to what's going on in the Empire, but that's fine. Okay, this is bad. Alright, there we go. Suddenly the war against Cathay, the complexion of that has changed because we're going to need Demon Grog to help fight against Grimgor. But it's okay, we bought a lot of time to build up our settlements. They should be in pretty good shape to be able to defend against Grimgor. Now, if he launches a Wa against us, that will be a concern. Good morning everyone and welcome back. For anyone new, I play games for the storytelling and challenge, which generally means taking my time, trying to stay thematic, and avoiding exploits. If you prefer min-maxing or speeding through content, then my stuff may not be for you, although you're welcome to join us for a while to find out. In Total War Warhammer, that means using some mods to try to make the campaign and battles slower and harder to try to fit the brutal world of Warhammer, and also fighting all but the most lopsided battles manually. There's a link in the description to all the mods we're using and why, and another to the Steam Workshop page where you can subscribe to all these mods with one click. For this campaign, we're playing as Plaguefather, the Fetid Brewmaster, spreading out across the world not for the sake of world domination, but in search of the perfect plague. For some reason, humans and dwarves and lizards and everyone else don't seem to want to embrace Grandfather Nurgle's toxic love and are fighting back, which is an annoyance to Gath, so we'll just have to use more forceful methods, like destroying their armies, capturing their cities, and spreading our corruption to every province we can reach. Alright, so I've been using the Dynamic World mod for a long time now, and it's gotten to the point that I don't remember what vanilla looks like in terms of like the corruption. And so I was just eyeing this, and I don't remember, does this happen in vanilla? Either way, it's very cool. I very much like little effects like this. So this definitely looks like Nurgle corruption is infiltrating this territory right here. So very cool to see. Anyway, so we are continuing on with the wars on 3 different fronts against 3 different enemies strategy, which is not something that I would normally advise that people do, but it certainly has turned this into, I think, an exciting campaign as a result. Now, we are winning this war, obviously, against Kislev. We just won a major victory against them. We took Fort Dorslav here, and we'll probably want to bump this up to Tier 2 building, but before I do anything, I just kind of want to reassess how we're doing everywhere and against everyone. And starting with so Cathay, they're at rank 59, strength 59, and 7 settlements. Kislev is, at this point, pretty much completely wiped out in terms of their military force, so that's good to see, but they still have 6 territories, 6 settlements, so that's always interesting. Dolgan, I have not really paid much attention to them, and of course I have to go all the way back up here to the top to see the Star Crushers. They're the strongest of our enemies, but they only have the 2 regions. So, anyway, here we're doing just fine. We'll decide what to do in a minute, but I want to jump back down here a second. So I do always appreciate the different suggestions. I know I don't always follow all of the suggestions, but it's nice to hear them, and sometimes people give me ideas that had not occurred to me. And one suggestion that somebody made that I think is worth some thought is whether we would want to try to peace out with Cathay and then take Demon Grog here and move him up to combine forces against our enemies up here in the north. Now, I'm a little bit reluctant to do that from the standpoint, so like it's going to take a long time obviously for him to get all the way up here. That's one consideration. The other consideration is if we pulled Demon Grog away from the south, that does leave us without an army down here. Now we could always recruit armies, although money is, you know, always very touch and go for Nurgle, but it is an option, and we don't really have unfriendly neighbors, which is a consideration. If we're not going to be fighting wars against our neighbors, in other words, if we did peace out with Cathay, and we've got the Chaos Dwarves here, the Chorfs, we've got Grimgor here, and we've got more Chaos Dwarves here, assuming that the Chaos Dwarves wipe out the rest of Cathay, which certainly seems like a strong possibility. We could be surrounded by friendly neighbors, which would kind of free up a possibility for not keeping an expensive army down here. And then, of course, the other possibility is that we go to war with So instead of trying to take Demon Grog all the way up to the north, we could we could go to war with Grimgor here. And it might not be a terrible idea to do that just because he is getting way too big for his britches. If we take a look here at Grimgor, yeah, he's #1 strength in the entire world, and he's got 21 settlements. He's at war with the Chorfs. He does not really love us. His aversion is -15. Now, the Chaos Dwarves, they also have a -15 aversion to us, but for whatever reason, I'm not exactly sure why it always works out this way, but in my experience with Nurgle, with Kugath, the Chaos Dwarves don't ever seem to really be very hostile towards Kugath. And so they may ultimately end up being more reliable military partners, whether it's just a non-aggression pact, whether it's a military alliance of some sort. They could be more reliable than Grimgor is. Now, there's another consideration that is a reason why I may not want to consider going to war against Grimgor, which is, let's take a look back at the regular old map here. You can see it, you know, from what we're looking at right on our screen right now. Grimtop, Maul Gate, Great Hall of Greasus, Carrick, Krakatoa. Those are all unpleasant climates. This is not really the optimal direction for us to be expanding into, because every single one of these regions is unpleasant climate for us, which is less than ideal. Whereas if we continue on to the east, we've got Cathay, where, again, these are suitable climates, much better for us. Or if we were to go all the way over here to the west, we've got Forest of Varag here. We've got, well, that is Grimgor at least. And so, well, no, Bone Gulch is unpleasant. Again, where the mountains are is not good for us, but we could come down along the coastline here, work our way over in this direction, and I know that there's more suitable climates for us in that direction. So it just is a question of, do we really want to declare war on the strongest enemy or the strongest AI faction in the entire game in order to fight a war with them and take territory that's unsuitable for us? And the answer, I think, is probably, let's wait a turn. We'll decide in another turn or so, because I want to find out what happens here between the Chaos Dwarves and Cathay. No need to peace out with Cathay if Cathay is basically eliminated as a threat. So what I'm kind of hoping is that Zhao Ming here gets hit by the Chaos Dwarves, fights a great big battle, and this force gets eliminated as a threat, which means I no longer have to worry about defending Kiang, which means I can focus on taking Temple of Elemental Winds. Now, we've already moved here, so we can't move any closer. I don't really remember whether or not this is going to be close enough to hit them next turn. But in any case, we're fine where we are because we're screening him from Kiang if for some reason the Chaos Dwarves were to, like, you know, just completely get out of the way and let him beeline towards Kiang. Now, I'm pretty sure he moves first before the Chaos Dwarves. So, yeah, we'll just play it by ear. We'll just see what happens here. Now, back to Lord Not Moved. Up here, we have essentially a stalemate going on with the Star Crushers, with Kolek, and that's fine. I don't love the fact that this is an expensive army that's locked in a stalemate, but it's fine. Time is on our side, basically. We are at least getting some experience and some money out of the raiding that we're doing, and it's only a matter of time before we can then finally, let's jump back over to Kugath, we can finally allow Kugath to go over and support him. So I think what we want to do is we want to, first of all, maybe decide whether or not we want to, like, keep claiming Kislevian territory. It's an option, but I don't really know. I don't have eyes down here, and the rest of, I guess, Kislev is mainly over here. I don't have eyes over here. I don't really remember whether this climate is suitable for us or not. This one is good for us. This one is not. This one, I'm kind of assuming it's only a matter of time before the Warhammer Rasputin decides to declare war on us, so this is always an option to just keep expanding against both Kislevanian factions. In fact, let me take a look at them here real quick. I believe they are much stronger than Tsarina Katerina is, but let me just double check that. Yes, oh wow, they're the second strongest AI faction on the map. So yeah, that's definitely a concern. And they hate us, obviously. It's only a matter of time. They're actually at war with Festus. And with Warbands of the Wanderer, I'm not sure who that is. And then, of course, with the Dark Elves there. So, okay. Yeah. Who is it? Is this... Yeah, that's Malice, Darkblade. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So... we could surprise attack them. We could just go ahead and keep focusing on Tsarina for now. But we can't do any of it this turn because we've already captured a settlement here this turn. So Kugath's movement is taken up. So we'll worry about what we're going to do from a strategic standpoint over here starting next turn. Which means we're now back at the point where we can do skill ups. We've got Assassinate. Do we have everything that we really need up here in combat? No, I want to give him some health. His leadership is already as high as we can make it, which is, of course, very important and in many ways I feel unnecessarily important. If the Thirst for Blood trait would just simply go away, but that's clearly not happening. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get some growth. Not too worried about public order in here right now. And oh, this is good to know. This is actually a capital of the province. It is a big garrison, but at this point, I kind of feel like Kugath has shown that he can take on what seem like much stronger armies. So. We'll hit that next. It doesn't make any sense to do anything but hit that next, I believe. It's worth if it's worth having a single region in the province, then it's certainly worth having the capital of the province. Blight the land, we need to do some raiding, be at war with Kull, we need to raise or sack Blizzard Peak, we need a substantial income, and we need, this is the only one that seems like it's going to just happen here in the short term at some point. Okay, now when it says 6 Kislev, Cathay, or Empire armies in the field, I wonder if it's adding them together or if it has to be 6 of any one of those 3. Because it feels like we've probably fought. Maybe we haven't fought 6 battles yet. I don't know. Okay. We'll find out if we fight another battle or 2, and that's all it takes. Let's go ahead and take a look again at other places where we may want to... We could do this. That's always a possibility. And that does increase our overall income in this province, which is one of our wealthiest provinces. If memory serves though, I don't think it is our wealthiest. What is... I think our province up in the north is our wealthiest, isn't it? No? It's not this one, clearly. No? Okay, it's not this one either. Alright, so we could do this. Where is it? Right here. I think this is what we want to spend. Since we have 10,000, who knows when we'll have 10,000 again. I think we want to do that. And yeah, this one is... It could be our richest province once we get more buildings built here, but it may not be just because Flayed Rock is unpleasant climate. Anyway, I'm comfortable with where we've already spent our money. Let's just go ahead and check our diplomacy again. These guys now, how much would they give us for a non-aggression pact? We really want to be careful about playing both sides against one another in the Grim Gore versus Chaos Dwarves faction, So we only want to side... Okay. It's going to be impossible for us to make peace with Cathay anyway. Look at this. Minus 405. If we wanted to initiate diplomacy... Yeah. Baseline evaluation of minus 450. That's... that kind of precludes us from making peace with them anytime soon. Let's just double check our plague situation since we're back up to having plenty of infections. Oh, wait a minute. So, Flayed Rock, this is again a possibility for us to put a plague here. Not down there. Pig Barter, you've got one. Okay. Karok Dum, you're fine. Here we go. We could do a plague here. Kiang, you're fine. Haunted Forest. Okay, back up here to Floating Mountain. That's another option as well. This has 4 more turns left. So there's always a chance it could spread to them anyway. I think I'm going to go with Flayed Rock, because from here a plague could go... I think it could probably go west to Black Fortress. It could go north to Krakatoa. Neither one of those have plagues, and you know, there's lots of opportunity for a plague to spread up here. So this is what I'm going to do. And I think we just wanted it to be... Did we even care about which of these? It may as well be something that provides a detriment. Now, there is nothing that provides a detriment to non-Nurgle settlements, so never mind. We'll just go ahead and do this, because at least when it spreads to one of ours, it will provide some growth. Okay. There we go. Up to 843 gold now, or favor. Okay, let's, yeah. There's always lots to watch for now every time we end our turn. It's always worth paying attention. Oh, the Chaos Dwarves did go before Cathay, but they didn't attack them. Very interesting. And Cathay, for that matter, did not attack us. Uh-oh. Okay. Whew. Got hung up for a second there during one of the AI turns. Okay, so Reichland still fighting against Festus up there. That's fine. Balthazar with him. Grimgor. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where he's moving, but it's very close to our border. Okay, so Festus defeated a settlement garrison, but he apparently just sacked it. Moderately interesting. I won't say very interesting. Okay, Kull. These are the guys that we have an objective to go to war against. Don't really think it would be that big of a deal, except for the fact that we would be going to war with Archaon. Okay. Alright, Rod Incubation, very good. We'll take that. Settlement receives Plague. Is this the right one? Is this Fever? Yes, it is. Very good. We'll take that. Is this Fever? Yes, it is. Very good. We'll take that. Faction encountered. Spirits of Shanlin. I have no idea who these are. They're wood elves, but other than that, no idea. Okay. Military alliance negotiated between... Okay, so that makes sense. That's just Balthazar and Karl Franz. Rot Incubation, we already looked at, and those we've already looked at. We got a couple of skill ups here, some ranks to apply. Now, okay, here we go. Very interesting. So Archaon has gone to war with one of the Khorne factions up there. And Tzeentch with the... Ooh, That's with that's a Tzeentchian minor faction going to war with Castalton, with Warhammer Rasputin, and okay. All right, nothing too particularly notable to worry about from that end turn, so I see no reason for us to not just continue moving in this direction. Now I'm going to switch into channeling stance because I want to keep my winds of magic as high as possible. We actually don't need to really worry about replenishment. It does look to me like we should be able to get there next turn, even in channeling stance, so that works for me. Now he is... Oh, there's Tsarina Katarine. She's back. Well, that does maybe alter the equation just because she by herself is extremely strong. This garrison, we can now see what's in it. It does not scare me by itself, but the fact that it would be a walled settlement battle does give me some pause for some calls for pause, some reason to be concerned. Okay, we could go ahead and do this, and we're probably going to want to. Let's take a look here, first of all, at if I send... Let's go ahead and give you a skill up. You are... Give you Rancid Visitations. And I thought that one of you guys was... is it Dread Knight that I normally use? No, it's not Dread Knight. It's Soul Blight. It's Soul Blight. Okay. I use that more often than the others, although I don't use any of them particularly often. I thought that I was using somebody over here as an agent. Well, I was, but I didn't give them points as agents. I don't know. I don't remember what I was doing. I don't remember, but it's all good. So let's take a look again at the Cathayan army situation here. They now have one army with nothing but characters in it. And then they have Zhao Ming himself, which is clearly a very strong army. He is in encampment stance, combined with the garrison, which is now already replenished up to full pretty much, but it's not much of a garrison. Still way too much for us to think about attacking at this point. However, still hoping for a big battle between the Chaos Dwarves and Cathay, and then for us to attack the remnants. Oh, we do have a... Okay, do any of you have Assassinate? I'm afraid none of you do. I don't think it would be any of my Exalted heroes, but I cannot remember for sure. Okay, what about you? Nope. Nope. And nope. Okay, so it's back to you. You have what kind of a chance here? You've got an 11% chance. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. He's only level 8. What would you have? You're 18, 16. Okay, so if I use my level 18 here to try to assassinate, your chance is 20%, and it costs twice as much. Yeah, that's just not going to happen, is it? Okay, so that then puts us in a position of deciding...
I heed only my father's decrees.
Of deciding what exactly to do with these guys. Is raiding worth it? For 88, we'd be losing... Here's the first thing I want to do is I want to see, are we close enough to attack? We are not close enough to attack in one turn. If we wanted to, if we move any closer, we become very vulnerable to attack by Zhao Ming. Well...
by my demonic hand.
Well, shucks. Okay, let's go ahead and...
Taste
Let's just...
power of chaos.
Let's go ahead and raid. Let's go ahead and raid, why not? If we're not going to be able to reach it in one turn anyway, I'm going to move back just a little bit so that it's a little bit safer in case he does come out towards us, and then you can go ahead and get back into the army. I may alternate between raiding and channeling over here until an opportunity presents itself to do something. Up here you have a rank to apply. At this point, I don't see any reason to not get you up to Arcane Conduit. Although I was actually doing... Yeah, I want Bloated Carcass with you. I want to increase your melee as well. And I want to bump up your ability to buff your army, which is mostly Plague Bearers. So I think that's actually probably the priority. Let's make you better with Plague Bearers. Gives them some extra armor and some melee defense. Yeah, we'll take it. It's just so many different things that I'd like to spend our skill ranks on. And then you have already moved as far as you can go, so that's really it for our armies this turn. Okay. Building upgrades, let's go back to here. No value in upgrading those, right? I shouldn't say there's no value, but it's not a priority. We now have this built. Oh no, we've had that one built, I think. I don't remember. Did we just build that? Yeah, actually it wasn't that long ago, because now I remember I wanted to try to add some rot flies to some of our armies. Okay, so here we're waiting on this to finish up. That'll be nice. We'll want to have some money available to us when he finishes that. And of course right there. And Kiang, let's go ahead and level you up. Can get to tier 3. Tier 3 does turn this into a minor settlement battle, so that will be perhaps useful. Research available? Okay. Now, Coordinate and Slaneshi relations, not a priority. Zinchian factions, we're not even bordering any. Pustulant is a possibility. Plague infection, this is highly contagious. That's not a bad one. Living Tree of Decay, this seems like it's probably the one that I'm going to want to take here. Festering is just another symptom. Strain resistance. Frozen climates. That's another nice to have. If it didn't take 5 turns, I would probably go with that one. The touch, this is also very nice to have. But again, it's 5 turns. And preferred strain, all that's the priority right there of any of the different climate ones to take. It's got to be the mountains. In fact, I think that's probably the one that we want to take. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and do another round of... Oh no, okay. I thought neither one of those had a plague, but I just was blind for a moment. Pig barter, yeah, we just gave you one. Okay, let's go ahead and give it to you. I don't know what the likelihood of it spreading from up there is. But we know you can benefit from some of this stuff. This province, assuming we do end up taking the capital, we will definitely want the bonus to population here. Okay. Diplomacy. Wow, what a surprise. We're considered a major threat. Let's go ahead and see if there's any change whatsoever. There is not. The Star Crushers are the closest to actually wanting to make peace with us. even though, ironically, they are the strongest of any of our enemies. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and... Am I forgetting anything? Yes, I did. I want to look at the mini-map. I want to make a habit of looking at the mini-map before I end my turn. Just to make sure. In fact, I should do it at the start of every turn. To make sure I'm not missing something. Like, you know, our enemies launching a major offensive against us or something like that. But no, it looks like we're okay. We've still got a grip on what our enemies are doing. For anyone watching the Thorek campaign, the episode that I just uploaded yesterday was, or no, it was, it's for the one from last night. So it's probably uploading right now. Anyway, that was an example of where I lost track of army. Well, it's not that I lost track of armies, it's that I didn't have enough scouts around to keep eyes on the enemy. And where I thought that they had one army, they actually had two armies, and it came back to bite me. That's going to happen. It's tougher with the dwarves than it is with Nurgle, because Nurgle's got all kinds of hero capacity, whereas the dwarves are very low on hero capacity, and they're so valuable in battles that it's hard to have them also being out as scouts. Okay, Grimgor now, at least it doesn't appear the Grimgor is launching any attacks on us. Kolek, what are you doing? You're actually doing something, but not towards us. Okay, we do have an enemy hero there that we might want to try to assassinate. Festus. Didn't really get to see very much there. Tong. I didn't even pay any attention to Cathay. What did Zhao Ming do? I missed it. For that matter, what did the... Oh, hello. I guess Grimgor did that. So Karak Dum, you ended up getting a fever. That's good. Plains of Zanbaijin, that's good. That's going to be fever as well, yes. Mount gained. Caring Groom. Yeah, actually, I think I generally want to keep you guys on your Chaos War Shrines, so that's fine. That means that he gained a rank, and so did several others. Okay, so while we're here, Demon Grog, what is going on down here? Going to have to send you back out as a scout, because I completely lost track. Did they fight a battle? Doesn't look like it. Where did the Chaos Dwarves go? If I send you back up this way? Oh, they went over there. I guess they can use the underway. Although he's not in underway stance. In fact, he's laying siege, so obviously he didn't use the underways. I don't know what happened to this army over here. It's very interesting. Well, I'm a little bit annoyed that Zhao Ming is keeping his major army down here to block us from expanding, and instead just allowing the Chaos Dwarves to expand. But there's just not anything we can do about that. I don't know if it's anti-player bias or if it's just bad luck. Okay, we'll give you increased mobility. Demon Grog, we're going to go ahead and switch you to channeling stance for your Winds of Magic. We just want to keep that topped up as much as possible, and it's not that big of a deal to lose 90 favor per turn from raiding. Now you guys, what are we doing here? We want to replenish troops probably. And you, we want to give Curse of the Leper, I suppose. Okay. Now, Kolek is back. We don't know what that army did when it moves south. They're still only at war with us. So who knows? Who knows? But anyway, Kolek. If Kolek does come out to attack us, we can win that fight, but if he brings that second army in, that's obviously more of a concern. But we shall worry about that later. Now here we go. Okay, so she's still there. And we're going to lay siege, I think. That army, I think she will sally out and attack us. Those are Zargard. Those are good units. Armored Kassars. They got a lot of decent units there. Some of them are not great, but they got plenty of decent units. I still have a lot of confidence in this army's ability to punch above its weight, as the expression goes. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to lay siege with the expectation that they come out and attack us. Now, before we do that, we might as well throw a plague on them. And the plague, I kind of feel like it would be better to weaken the settlement garrison rather than Tsarina Katerin's army herself. But I don't think there's anything here that affects a settlement garrison from a combat standpoint. I think what we can do is maybe this. All units suffer attrition. Or the melee attack. I think we want to go with the melee attack. The base weapon damage. And the range and accuracy, because I do worry. In fact, I'm going to do missile strength instead of base melee damage. Base weapon damage. Because that's really our... No. I'm not going to, because we'll find some trees to fight in, and that will help protect us. They're going to have to fight us hand to hand. They'll get some shots off, but I think the bulk of their army is going to be fighting us in melee combat. So I'm going to go back to this. So we've got base weapon damage minus 15. We do have range and accuracy reduced. We do have melee attack reduced. So the question is it better to reduce the range and accuracy or the missile strength? I don't know the answer to that, but what I am going to do is just leave it at Weeping Eyes for now. Summon the Plague Cultist. Oh, man, I just did it again, didn't I? I just intended to put this on... Anyway, alright, well... For what it's worth, at least that Patriarch fights in melee combat. Spread plague. Tsarina Katerin will at some point maybe get involved in melee combat, but she's going to use her spells first, obviously. Alright, this is going to be what, some kind of decisive defeat, valiant defeat, okay. We'll go ahead and do the battering rams and some of these. I think we can't use... I don't think we have any units unless maybe the Exalted Heroes can use these things. But it doesn't matter, because I don't plan on attacking them. I plan on them attacking us. And if they don't attack us, we will just probably keep the siege going for a little while. But I think they will attack us. Okay. So we're continuing to make progress on this front. Here we've got... This garrison is in desperate need of improvement, but that'll happen as long as it can survive 3 more turns. Down here, 2 more turns for this to turn into a much stronger garrison. Still not going to be able to withstand an army with the strength of something like that, but I'll certainly feel better about it. Then down here... Here. 2 more turns for that to get built. That'll be nice. Okay, I think we're actually at the point now where we could start to think about building stuff in flayed rock. Now, I don't think we can afford to because it's 6,500 and we have 6,498. We're 2 favors short of what we need. But what we can do is we can put a plague here on Shambletown. It's another 100 infections. We are burning through them relatively quickly again. But we now have the money to be able to build that there. Okay. That's definitely all of our money now. Did we have anything else to do from our army's perspective? I don't think so. Maybe this hero. No, he's already moved. You're good. You're good. You're good. And you're good, okay? Let's take a look at diplomacy. I'm just going to take a look again. Stark Rushers are at 42. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is one thing I wanted to pay attention to. Now that the western front for Grimgor has been finished off, wow, look at how far he's extended here. Okay, so he's got the dwarfs over here, Karak Kadrin. What are the odds that he'll go to war with them versus going to war with us? I don't think he's super likely to go to war with us because we still have a non-aggression pact, but I have seen it happen before where they will declare war on us and break a non-aggression pact at the same time.
Ready.
Or he might just completely focus on Servants of the Conclave, which is Gorth the Cruel, which is not a very powerful faction. So Grimgor at this point is not really facing much opposition. Okay, that's good to know. Cathay is still pretty weak. And Kislev. I didn't scroll down far enough. There's Kislev. Okay, oh, they're still extremely weak. Okay. All right, quick deal, anybody?
Admiral of Maori Tata.
Negative. Scan the minimap. Everything is where we expected it to be. We did lose track of one army over here. Without really even a good guess as to what that army's destination is, because he's not at war with anyone else. But in any case, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to invade our territory anytime soon. If he wanted to come all the way down around here, it's going to take him a long time to get here. Okay, let's go ahead and end our turn and see what our various enemies decide to do. She did not attack. Okay. Very interesting. And now he, Zhao Ming, he's in march stance, so we could attack him. We got a rebellion that happened over there in Shangwu. And it looks like the Chaos Dwarves may have lost a battle at Shangwu. Have to double check that with our hero. Hard to see what's really going on here between Reichland and Festus. Have to figure that the Empire is going to have the better chances of coming out of that fight now that Karl Franz and Balthasar are allied. Although with his Dark Fortress, Festus can really hold out for a very long time. Okay, Wow, we're almost at the 6,000 mark. That would be very nice when we get that and get that objective taken care of. Okay. Alright. Got a couple of plagues spread. Raid the Temple of Heimkul. Okay. If I remember to do it, we may do it. And Jaeger has gotten a level. And we finished this. Yeah, okay. Very nice. We're up to 19 here. This is very good. This is a walled settlement, so that is now able to take care of itself pretty well, I think. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our skill up, I guess, while I'm thinking about it.
Lord of States.
And you've already got Toxic Trooper, which is the main thing that I like to give to these guys. Let's just give you Blade Shield. Can't help but notice that we've had, what, 3 more turns or so, and still not a single unit has lost their thirst for blood.
Not ever.
These two armies, if they decide to come up here and attack us together, they would probably have the advantage. Down here, Demon Grog. Now what we need to do is we need to make sure that he doesn't get any ideas about taking Kiang, so we're just going to have to race back to Kiang, I believe. Unless we can get close enough without... No, good heavens, no. There's no way we can stay in ambush stance and do it. Alright, I'm just going to... I'm going to continue to not take risks down here because we are not the strongest of the 3 factions working around here. Oh, they are still laying siege over here. Okay, somehow they just disappeared. In fact, that's a pretty strong force. That garrison is pretty weakened. I think there's a very good chance that Zhao Ming will try to go over there and help relieve this siege. And if so, that would open us up to be able to come down and take Temple of Elemental Winds again. I'm actually going to leave you right here just to keep watching. And hopefully we'll be able to follow what's going on all through the end turn, because that was a little disconcerting when I lost visibility on this in the middle of the end turn. Okay, so Demon Grog, you're taking care of. Dungrut, you're just going to stay there for now. And Kugath, I'm assuming that this is going to still be a defeat for us. Oh, it's a Pyrrhic victory now. Yeah, let me take a look at the map. Are there towers right there? I cannot remember. In any case, I'm not going to attack it, at least not yet, because we know that major settlement battles are massively more difficult than they are in vanilla. And time is on our side. And the fact that we just completely... well, I guess we do have the Soul Grinder now, and we've got the Beast of Nurgle, who's a siege attacker, but we don't have great... Nurgle doesn't have great ways to break down enemy walls, that's for sure, or gates. Okay, well, I hope that this is not becoming too tedious for folks, but this is kind of what we signed up for in a campaign like this. This is real warfare, you know, the sort of warfare where it just takes a while to wear down the enemy defenses. You can't just march and destroy one city after another, turn after turn. That's not the way that it usually works, at least realistically. So you already have the basic military building support structure here. So I think what that means is we want to build basic military buildings in here. Oh, can't afford it. Dagnabbit. Yeah. Yeah, of course. You are you're another one of the unpleasant climates. It is what it is. In another turn or so, we might have, with a little bit of luck, we might be able to creep up above 6,000. What do we get for that anyway? Oh, all we get is another 750 favor? Well, that's not that big of a deal. The Banner of Hellfire, I'm not exactly sure what that does, but I'll bet you it's something fire related and probably not all that useful for us. Still, I like getting those objectives off my screen. Okay, Flayed Rock, back to you. Again, can't do anything because we can't afford it. Just shy of being able to afford it. Alright. Next turn. There's always next turn. Although I could do this. This is going to be an extra, what, 220 per turn. The payoff is going to be almost 30 turns. I think I'd rather save up some money for an emergency. Okay, let's take a look at diplomacy. We've dropped from 15 to 16. Very interesting.
Aboard the Raja.
Okay, nothing has changed there. Let's take a look at our plague situation. We're okay. Okay. Kiang, let's go ahead and give you a plague. Still shy of the 6,500 that we need. And, alright. We're getting ever closer to an hour. I want to hurry up and get through another end turn here. At this point, I'm afraid we're not going to have a battle in this episode. Luckily, we will be doing back-to-back Kugath episodes, and we will definitely have a battle coming up soon with Kugath himself. Okay, so there was a battle that happened right there. Cathay, what are you doing? Are you getting in the water? You are. Very good. Okay, that's what we want. We want them sending Zhao Ming himself up against the Chaos Dwarves, freeing us up to resume offensive operations against them. It looks like pretty much all of the Cathayan territories down there are good for us. They're all suitable climate. Grimgore. Okay, not really able to discern what his plans are based on what we're seeing here. Oh, that's right. I was going to look to see if we could assassinate that hero. Forgot about that. Okay, the stalemate continues. Aha, interesting. That's a Nurglish rebellion army there. Okay, so we have... nope, our income dropped instead of increasing. That's a bummer. Settlement receives plague. The scrap tower's here. That's good. Mount gained. That's good. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So Archaon is now actually going to... His relations with us might even improve because we're at war with the same enemy now. Okay, so Demon Grog. How far are you away? You're 19 garrison. Got some good units in there too. Some Beasts of Nurgle and a Soul Grinder. Very nice. Probably not still strong enough to withstand that on your own. But what we can do now... Oh man, they built the garrison building down here. You jerks. I'm impressed by the by the way the AI is focusing on improving their defenses. That's good to see. I mean, it's a little frustrating sometimes, but it's good to see. It's what we wanted. So we wanted a challenge, and we're getting a challenge. Let's go ahead and move into March stance with you. We're going to move close enough to them where we should be able to attack next turn, but also close enough to our own settlement that we could get back if Xiaoming turns around. Unless they hit us with a hero that blocks our movement, so let's hope that doesn't happen. If it does happen, then we'll attack them and take their city and give up our own. Basically, that would be our only option. Okay, very good. So he's at level 14. Also level 14. Let's give you Blade Shield. No. Let's give you Leadership. Was that it? Were those our only 2 skill ups? Rank gain? Yep, that was it. Okay. We do have, okay, let me see here. What do we have? This guy has some assassinate, so he's a possibility. Let's just go ahead and see what his chances are. 29%, 386. So even though he is level 9 and he has a point in assassinate, that's all the better his odds are, 29%. Only a 1% chance of getting himself wounded, however, so still might be worth doing. You're... None of you guys are going to have assassinate, are you? No. Okay. Well, he's not really bothering me that much. I don't really want to spend the money on such a low percentage chance. Back here.
Nurgle's love shields us.
Yeah, we don't have time to fight this battle even if I wanted to, and I don't think I want to just yet anyway. We'll just continue to cause them some siege attrition for the time being. Eventually we'll attack them at a time that is good for us. And you, I think I'm going to leave you where you are. You can actually still reach and join a fight down here next turn if we want you to. But I like having the visibility on what's going on over here. Okay. So that is it for our armies. Let's go ahead and take a look at our options for building here. So flayed rock. Could do another one here. Now I could also do this. Karakdam. Here we go. This is another possibility. But again, it's an unpleasant climate, so it's not really a priority. Garrison here is still in desperate need of replenishment. It will improve a little bit next turn. Ah, here we go. This is a good one. Let's go ahead and do something here. So, what do we have so far? We have growth, and we have corruption. And we are losing control, so I might as well do some public order here. So that works. The Haunted Forest, do we want to go ahead and do this? Maybe this is a good time to go ahead and do this. How much money would that increase by? From 150 to 200? Nah, it's just not a great bang for the buck there. I think what we want to do is we want to do another basic military building here for flayed rock. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Okay. And we'll save the remaining 4,800. We've got a hero not moved. Yeah, we want to leave him there. Okay. Let's check our diplomacy.
Is the Kazakh monger. Summons.
Okay, this is going to have to be the last end turn then. So this is going to really be very critical to watch, see what Zhao Ming does. Oh, they successfully took it. I didn't even notice that. So that's interesting. Now what's he going to do? He's probably going to come back down this way, I would think, or else he might make a move towards Kiang. But it's hard for me to imagine that he's going to launch an offensive against the Chaos Dwarves, since they now have the upper hand. He's kind of, by defending against us, he kind of dilly-dallied and lost his opportunity to save his own city up there. Sucks for us, good for the Chaos Dwarves, and sucks for him as well. Let's check our plague situation. Floating mountain here. Neither one of you guys has any plagues at this point, so let's go ahead and rectify that. Okay. Hopefully that will spread a little bit. And let's go ahead and do our last end turn for this episode. Interesting. Oh, that was just a hero. Never mind. Well, the army's moving away as well. Okay, what are you doing? That's what I was afraid of. Well, he doesn't look like he wants to attack Kiang, but the question is he still close enough that he could change his mind and attack Kiang if he wanted to? Okay, we've lost a lot of visibility to what's going on in the Empire, but that's fine. Okay, this is bad. Alright, there we go. Suddenly the war against Cathay, the complexion of that has changed because we're going to need Demon Grog to help fight against Grimgor. But it's okay, we bought a lot of time to build up our settlements. They should be in pretty good shape to be able to defend against Grimgor. Now, if he launches a Wa against us, that will be a concern. Oh, wow, Festus has been destroyed. Okay, very interesting. Something in the water at Scrap Towers. This is just a corruption thing. Okay. I personally believe that it will not, that Grimgor will not wait 10 turns before he decides to start a war against us. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens almost right away. Now, here we have 19.
I am a dragon, not a slave.
He probably could reach. If he can get this far in March stance, he could probably reach the settlement in regular stance. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. If we move back here, maybe he'll decide to attack Hanyo Port instead. But we're going to have to decide that next turn. At the very least, we also don't. We want to start thinking about getting our army back over here anyway to help defend, like right here, Shambletown. It's got a strength 20 garrison. This is what I mean about we had time to build up our defenses. This will serve us well. This is good for us, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be able to survive a full-fledged assault by some really strong armies from Grimgor, particularly since he is the strongest faction in the game right now. So we have that to look forward to, if not in the next episode, pretty shortly after that. I think it's only a matter of time before we go to war with Grimgor, and I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it. We want to spread our corruption to every province we could reach, as we talk about in the intro of every episode. Well, might as well start with Grimgor's territory if he does in fact decide to attack us. So we've got that. We have, of course, the ongoing war with Kolek, which is still just a stalemate, but then we've got this as well to look forward to in the next episode. There will probably be a battle here, unless something radically changes, and that should happen early in the next episode as well. So, I hope everyone will stay tuned for that. And again, thanks for all of your comments, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode.
Enemies